Website backups. Woo! I know it's a boring topic. I get it. But it does become an interesting topic when something goes wrong on your website, which is why I'm going to talk about it in this video. You need to make sure that you've got your backups sorted, that your website is backed up regularly, reliably, safely, securely, and that it's easy to restore it, because stuff does go wrong. I've broken many a website in my time, and it's always something different that gets me. Maybe it's a form that goes wrong and loses all of your form submissions that you've been collecting over months and months and months.
No!
Or maybe you run a standard update on a theme or a plugin and something happens and bang, you're locked out of your WP admin, the website's down. It's a nightmare. Or in extreme cases, and this does happen, stuff goes wrong at your hosting company's data center. Maybe a server fails, maybe a router falls over, or in extreme cases, maybe the whole place catches on fire and takes out everything. And then you really are in trouble, especially if you're relying on your hosting company to provide that backup service, because if they've got a big problem, you're not going to be able to access it. You're not going to be able to move over to another hosting company quickly. It's just, disaster.
It's over. We are screwed.
So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what makes a backup service reliable. I'm going to be sharing with you a service that I've been using. It's called BlogVault. And it takes a lot of the hard work and headaches out of managing your backups. By the way, you can find BlogVault over at wpeagle.com/BlogVault. It's an affiliate link. Thanks very much if you use it. But they do have a free version, so you can try it out for yourself without having to pay anything. You'll find links to everything I talk about in the description as well. So there's 4 key things that I'm going to share with you when it comes to backups. And I know this topic does sound boring.
This is boring. I'm bored now.
I get it, but it's so important. So please watch this video to the end, because it might just save your website. The first really important thing when it comes to choosing a backup provider is that the backups should never fail. But the shocking fact of the matter is that they frequently do fail. And the worst time to find out that something's gone wrong is when you need to restore and when you need to get your website back online. There's many reasons why a backup might fail. Maybe if it's your web hosting backup provider, maybe you run out of storage space, or maybe it just fails halfway through the process, maybe because the site is too big. And that's the real test when it comes to reliability. Once you start building up your site and adding posts, and especially if you add something like WooCommerce, your site size can start to grow very quickly. Other plugins like Page Builders can also add quite a bit of bloat to your site. And this is where problems can start to arise when it comes to backups. Go and take a look at the size of your WordPress website right now. I think you'll be surprised. It's probably a gigabyte or 2. And as I said, if you start installing things like WooCommerce, it can balloon up to 10 gigabytes or more. And this is a problem because a lot of backup providers, they fall over at about 250 meg, let alone 10 gigabytes. And this is why I love BlogVault, the tool that I've been playing around with. And by the way, BlogVault is really easy to install. You just sign up, you get access to a dashboard, you insert your website URL, give the tool some login credentials, and it will do everything for you. It will install the plugin, synchronize your site, and carry out the first backup. Do go check it out. Remember, the link is in the description. In my experience, BlogVault is really good at backing up those larger sites. In fact, they can flawlessly back up to 100 gigabytes. 100 gigabytes every single day without a problem. I've been running BlogVault on my live site, my project site, estepona.life. Do go check it out. Now, this site isn't huge in terms of posts and products. It is running WooCommerce, but it still clocks in at 3 gigabytes, which is pretty sizable. And BlogVault's handled it without breaking a sweat. The backup process was absolutely flawless. No problems. Did it in one go. So that's the first thing. You want a reliable backup. The second thing is that you want a backup service or plugin that doesn't affect the performance of your website. And this is a common complaint with backup plugins, especially when they're carrying out the backup process, is that there's a noticeable dip in the performance of the website. Now, the way BlogVault keep everything running really fast and don't compromise performance is by running incremental backups. If you're not aware what an incremental backup is, well, basically it's just backing up the changes. So the first backup is of the entire site, and then subsequent backups are just backups of the changes. Maybe you just changed an image on the site, maybe you just added a new post. So this saves a lot of bandwidth and a lot of resources because each incremental backup is quite small. And the thing is, most free plugins and web hosts, well, they don't do incremental backups. They just do full backups all the time. And yeah, this is not a good idea when it comes to performance. The third key thing you need when it comes to backups is you need to be able to access that backup when you need it. You need to be able to restore it when things go wrong. And that really is the true test of a backup service. Is it there when you need it? Because if it's not, well, it's useless. And this can be a problem, especially with the cheaper hosting companies that provide a backup service, is that everything is stored on the same server. So your server goes down and you can't access your website. You need to get hold of the backup. Well, you can't because the backup's on the same server as the one that's gone down. So yeah, you're stuck. And even if you've got premium hosting where they store the backups on a separate server to your website, well, that's all well and good. But if there's a major data center problem, maybe there's a routing issue, well, again, you won't be able to access that backup when you need it. And then, of course, there's human error. Maybe you forget to renew your hosting, or maybe someone else is in charge of it and they forget to do it.
I forgot.
Then your site goes down. You can't log into your hosting control panel because you haven't paid. You can't access your backup. Again, absolute nightmare scenario. And this is why it's great to have an independent service like BlogVault, because you'll be able to access it even if you can't get into your hosting. BlogVault stores your backup offsite in the cloud. And in fact, they've got two clouds. They take one copy, put it in the cloud, and then they've got a secondary cloud just in case that cloud, for whatever reason, goes down. They put a copy of your backup in the other one too. So the chances of you not being able to access one or the other is extremely slim. Something you don't even have to worry about. You will always be able to access that backup when you need it. The fourth thing is that you want to be able to restore your site quickly. When your site goes offline because of a problem, you can't be waiting hours and hours for a restore to take place to get you back online, especially if you've got a very busy website, if you've got an e-commerce website. Every minute of downtime is basically costing you money, and that's not good. So say, for example, you've got the common problem where you've updated a plugin, the plugin's gone wrong, it's pulled down the whole site, you want to get back up and running quickly, you just want to restore the previous version of the plugin. Well, with backups that are done through a hosting company via cPanel or something like that, generally you'll have to restore the entire website. And now this can take a while, especially if you've got a big website. It can take a couple of hours. And as I've just said, every hour of downtime, every minute of downtime is costing you money and is giving your visitors a bad experience. With BlogVault, you can do a partial restore, which is great. You can just select which areas of the site you want to restore. So if it's that plugin, just restore a previous version of that plugin. And that can be done in minutes because those kind of files are very small. And if you're a little bit concerned about whether the old plugin's going to cause a problem, you can do a little test restore first just to check everything is working correctly. So there we go. They're the things you want to keep in mind when you're choosing your backup service. But ultimately, you just want something that's reliable, something that allows you to sleep soundly at night, safe in the knowledge that your backups are taken care of. And if there is a problem, at the click of a button, you'll be back up online. And that's why I love BlogVault. Reliability is at the core of their product without compromising performance. And that's really all you need from a backup service. Reliability without it slowing down your website. All that being said, I think web hosting backups can have their place. I mean, they have got me out of trouble in the past. But as I've already said, they do have their flaws. And even free backup plugins, they do have a place. But if you want that high level reliability, that reliability that allows you to sleep soundly at night and not having to worry about anything going wrong with your website, then I think that's where premium services like BlogVault certainly come in. Who are you using for your backups? You are running backups, right? Let me know in the comments what's working for you. I'd also love to know any horror stories that you might have regarding website backups, any data center explosions, any rogue plugins that have taken down multiple sites, anything like that. I'd really love to hear about it. yeah, drop me a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. And if you're not already subscribed, well, click the subscribe button. But until next time, I wish you the best of luck with your websites. See you later.